Yeah, this is the third video I made. I just made like 3 of these in one day, but there's a lot going on. But the reason why I made this video about the younger generation and the older generation need to come together and stop being so separated is because here's the sad truth about it. The older generation was taught one way, the younger generation is taught another way. Older generation is taught to see things one way, younger generation is taught to see things another way. Sad thing is, the older generation are used to having to break their backs and they're used to having to pull weight that shouldn't pull, but it did. They think the younger generation is lazy, we don't got no common sense, we didn't have to work for them, and the older generation fails to understand. Even though they had to go through a lot to get to where they are now, we still have to suffer from a lot of the mistakes that they made. Like a lot of them won't admit the reason why we have to work harder to get to where we want to get is because a lot of what they had before we were here got messed up because they took advantage of it and messed it up. Like for example, between the 1920s and the 1950s, if I'm wrong, correct me, you could actually get a car, just sign your name on a piece of paper and take it off the lot. Older generation got so used to that they kept taking advantage of it, getting into car crashes, DUIs, and everything else. They messed that up for the younger generation. Now we gotta have, what is it called? We gotta have, a passenger in the car. Then we have to get a permit and a license. We can't drive past a certain time. Older generation messed up a lot, but they also work for a lot. Younger generation, we still gotta work for a lot because the older generation kind of dug a ditch that we gotta try to get out of. And they say, oh, you younger people ain't trying. Oh, you younger people ain't got no common sense. Actually, we do. We just don't use it the way you think we should be using it. For example, y'all didn't use y'all common sense the way y'all parents thought y'all should. Y'all didn't always do everything right. Y'all didn't get a job and keep it all the time. Y'all didn't go out and not party, not have sex, not do drugs. There's a lot of stuff y'all did. Now, since y'all too old to do it, y'all don't want us doing it. And I get that there's times when you're trying to tell us not to do stuff because you want to see us do better than you did. But y'all did what you thought was best, and that's how you learned to survive. You have to let us do the same thing because if you stop us from doing what we think is right, we're never going to learn right from wrong. That's what this world is made for. It's made for us to learn just like y'all did. And if y'all keep trying to push us away from doing this, that, and the other, we're never going to learn. And the other thing is, y'all keep saying that the younger generation don't have no common sense. To be perfectly honest with you, nobody's generation has any common sense because, firstly, did Jesus come back in anyone's time? No. Secondly, a lot of y'all older generation people that said we ain't got no common sense. How are y'all living versus how are we living? Y'all say that, oh, you need to go to college to get a degree. No, that's just an American standard. Oh, you need to get married. No, that's an American standard. Oh, you need to have kids. American standard. You need to work. That's kind of true, but money does not bring happiness. It just brings more stress. The thing is, simply put, and the lady that I went to church with said this to me, she thinks the only reason why the younger generation's smarter and quicker than the older generation is because we got technology. And she said what made their generation so much harder to live in than ours is because they didn't have technology. Newsflash, everyone's generation had technology. It was just a different way of using it. Like people born in the 1940s had cars, television, radio, a phone. Everything we had, our stuff is just advanced because technological advances came. Y'all generations are the one who made technology. Y'all generations just don't know how to use it, which is weird because y'all the ones who came up with it. Like Steve Jobs and the one guy who made Apple, the guy who made Microsoft, the one who made cars, the guy who invented lightning. I mean, not lightning, but electricity. Pretty much a lot of them guys came from way back in time, and they all invented the light bulb, the car, the cell phone, video games, a fan, a TV. That came from way back in the older generation, like the older times. So y'all can't say y'all didn't have all that same stuff. It's just advancing it and using it. So y'all want to say we don't got no common sense? Newsflash. Nobody's born perfect. Nobody's born with common sense. That's something you gather as you get older. And then a lot of older people don't got common sense because they still ain't got it right yet. Honestly. I've met some stubborn old people. I've met some cool old people. I've met some confused old people. I've met old people that look down on young people because they're doing better than them. An older generation, answer me this question. Why is it when you see a younger person trying to do better, you hate on them? When they're trying to do worse, you talk down to them. When they're not trying to do anything, you just look at them like they're crazy. Make your mind up. Either you want us to do better or worse. Y'all were left alive to give us wisdom so we can get through this life. A lot of the time, I think y'all don't give us wisdom because y'all don't want us to do better than y'all, which is sad because you're supposed to pass the torch of life along to the next generation so we can do better and advance the world and make it a little bit better than y'all had it. Just saying anyway. God bless to those who believe. Have a good day to those who do not. I'm out.